Welcome to a worst nightmare review of the game Path of Exile. Now, although I might have a slightly biased opinion because I've been playing the game for years on the computer as it was developing, which it always is, and I found it to be very, very fun, the big problem was that the keyboard and the mouse was virtually impossible to play with for long periods of time, and very hard to do when it came to like certain boss fights. Maneuverability became very difficult, and there were a few ways to try to get around it, but no matter how you look at it, carpal tunnel was basically in your future if you wanted to play this game. But on the PlayStation, however, they have absolutely perfected the use of the controller with all of the aspects of the game. I give this game a 10 out of 10 for its conversion to PlayStation 4. Now, this game is most similar to Diablo 2. In Diablo 2, you had the unbelievably random element of finding items like in Diablo 3 that have different bonuses attached to them. The big thing with the game is that your abilities that you use to kill stuff are created by these gems, and the gems are mixed with other gems to change what they do. And the amount of different abilities for you to, and different adjustments that you can make definitely numbers in the thousands. So as far as a game goes, this game has the widest variety, I guarantee it, in what you can create with your character to level everything. There's videos all over the internet with very impressive setups that are way more better than mine. Now, here's the thing. I play on hardcore only, which means if I die it's permanent, lose everything, game over. That's the only way I play this game, and there's a reason for it. When you play on hardcore, the further you get, the more rewarding the game is that you survive that long, and the better your character is, it's even more rewarding when you know that that character can be snuffed out, and it's up to you to make sure you don't accidentally overstep. No takebacks, no chances, no redos. Now this character I created is based off of dual wielding, throwing down traps, and annihilating enemies with a very wide AoE frontal attack. This is a new ability I've never used before. I find it very fun to use. There's a lot of things in the game I don't even know exist anymore, to tell you the truth. Let me show you. Oh, well, I had no idea I was missing a slot. I can even add another thing to this spell. The spell's called Shattering Steel. When you swing an axe or a sword, releasing projectiles in sequence, the projectiles shatter when colliding with an enemy and traveling short distances. The shattered pieces deal damage in the area in front of the impact location. So you can see there's some numbers here. These numbers you can use to try to get an idea of what's better than what for what situation. Sometimes hitting harder is not better than debuffs that are added, and so forth and so on. So you can 41% of the damage of base damage that you do is the damage you deal, so you have a big reduction there. But I fired 2 additional projectiles. 40% chance to impale enemies on hit. Projectiles gain damage as they travel farther, dealing up to 100% more damage with hits, which would make this almost regular damage on enemies at a great distance. Now, the abilities I have on it is faster attacks and lesser multiple projectiles. This is the one that's adding 2 additional projectiles. Okay, those 2 skills deal 23% less, and then this one makes it just faster in general, 27% increased attack on it. And then I have one more slot that I gotta add something to it. I guess I didn't find anything that I could have added to it to make this thing even better. Now, the variety of stuff you can do with this spell to make it look different is absolutely amazing. Right now I like the way it looks. It covers a lot of ground. It's a good spam spell. It's fast. It doesn't cost that much. I also run these heralds, the Herald of Agony and the Herald of Ice, and they take mana reserve. So now, although I only have half my mana, these heralds cause an amazing bonus. The Herald of Agony grants poison damage, chance to inflict poison. You poison minion, you have this buff, gain virulence. Summon the Agony Crawler minion, the projectile area attacks. Use the virulence over time. The rate increases virulence since you have. The minion will die and you have no virulence. Now, this thing is awesome. Okay? And you can add bonuses to this. I didn't do it yet, but you can. You can make this scorpion amazing that comes out. Alright? And he gets stronger and better the faster you fight and kill and all that shit. So, if you have a very fast mowing down character, you'll be even better and stronger with this thing. The Herald of Ice, it adds cold damage to your spell stacks, and now if you shatter an enemy, they explode, doing AoE damage. It doesn't look like it does a lot, but it does, trust me. And they all go up levels. All the gems in the game, all go up levels. I'm waiting on Fire Trap right now, because I'm waiting to have access to this thing called multiple traps. I had one from a character that died. He found one, and I put it in my stash. So I actually had one of these in my stash. But as soon as it unlocks, I'll be adding it to Fire Trap also, not just Explosive Trap. What it does is, this is when you don't have it, this is when you do have it. 3 as opposed to 1. Just much better in general. My small rotation that I have is absolutely insane. Once I get that multiple traps, it's going to be out of this world.
I can't do this just yet.
And away we go. Hey, Clarissa.
I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but we've no time.
You are ungrateful, alright? Get the fuck out of here. This is a new thing I've never seen before. Gives you lots of experience, helps you level up faster. You get all kinds of bonuses and benefits.
Sets me at ease. I begin to set up camp.
I almost got thrown out there. Here we go. That's it. We're done. Now just kill and get items. Oh, still alive. This is the thing that they always do. They put on a server, okay, and you have a limited time to play in that server before everything gets dumped to the normal version. Like, there's a normal hardcore, but that's not the one that I'm in. I'm in the synthesis hardcore. Once the synthesis ends, they make permanent record of all the top players who survived the longest, who had the highest level, all that stuff, right? And everybody gets pushed down to regular hardcore with these characters. But nobody will stay playing those characters on normal hardcore. Everybody wants to play the new league, which has the new thing. In this particular league, it's this guy, Cavus. It's the thing you see the most often, and it, as you can see, you go into some sort of memory land where you gotta click these orbs and you gotta kill the stuff and it drops all this loot. So this is not normal for the game for you to be seeing this kind of loot dropping this early in the game. This is just because of this particular league with this guy, Kavis, the Forgotten Spirit, or whatever. It's definitely not normal, because it takes, later the higher level you are, the more stuff drops, and then you adjust the chance of good shit dropping, and then eventually you get your character to a point where stuff that drops is so much that you really have to know what you're looking for, because it's just too much inventory to deal with. But that requires you to have the ability to survive those more difficult levels, but also have the bonuses to get the extra drops. But you don't even necessarily need those extra drop bonuses. There are items in the game that are so rare that people in real life are buying these items for thousands of dollars with real life money. It's illegal and in no way should anybody do it, but it happens on the PC all the time. I've been playing the game for a long time. I know what I want to pick up that falls on the floor. I know how much room everything takes in my inventory. So what I try to do is I try to take the small things to get the most currency exchange when I sell it to one of the vendors in town. Here's the town in Act 3. Now why this game is so addictive is you don't really ever really know how things are going to turn out for yourself or your characters. This character right now, when I first made him, I wanted to give up on him for the first act. It felt really crappy. I couldn't find spells that felt good. The character just didn't feel good in general.
Dominus and his Ebony Legion.
Now, this is my favorite of the three characters. The other two died. There's videos of them. The first one was the Huntress. The second one was the extra character, the extra class that I found with her. She's like a jack of all trade, kind of everything. And I was doing magic with her. And then this is my third, the melee character.
Yes. Yes.
If you sell 3 of the same potion, you get the next one up. Which means I can have 2 big ones.
What is it?
I like this one because it lets you use it 4 times. They're not all like that. This one you can use 3 times. This one you can use 2.5 times. And they recharge as you kill enemies. That's how you get it back. So if nothing dies, you're stuck without it. Damn, that's a nice looking ring. If it just had a little more resistance on it. Or some max life. I'm gonna keep it, but I'm not gonna use it. I don't want to start to depend on that intelligence. I'm sure there's all kinds of things that I can do to these items to make them better and adjust them and all that stuff that I just don't really know how to do with all the little extra things that popped into the game that I know nothing about. I need this new hat because the one I have sucks. This thing got outdated.
Need something?
Sometimes I put something away just in case. I make an adjustment to it to make it work for me, but I can't at the time. Some prophecies is going. Nice. That's a lot.
The Plague Maw enters the Red Realm and leaves a swirling mass of living stone. Dark runes skitter across the pages of the tome, concealing the Whisperer's allies.
I want that damn trap.
To plow a field, you need a tool.
You're right.
To harvest grain, you need a tool. To spread corruption, you need a tool. In blue sinew, it is protected from the flames, the storms, and the snow alike.
Followed Tarkus in search of the promised land. Before long, hunger grips our stomachs. The doomlands take their toll. Our numbers dwindle, and discord spreads among the tribesmen.
I can't do this just yet.
Crap. Okay. Still very fruitful.
Imbued with golden power. Fearsome foes' inner torment spills out into the world.
Who's doing that shit? They're fucking tough, man, I swear. They don't know who they're messing with. Just wait till I get that other multiple traps, and it's just gonna change everything. As of right now, my fire trap hits hardly anything. A whole different ball game when you have 3 instead of 1. Another reason why this game is incredibly different and addictive is their passive tree. It's just something created by geniuses over many, many, many years. You follow this path in this tree with points you get, and there are so many things that will change your character and make things completely different for yourself. It's absolutely astonishing. It is the only game with this kind of complexity. Only game I've ever seen.
It's all right, Exile.
The only way the people that make this game make money is if you buy something from the shop, cosmetic, or maybe just to expand your inventory. It's the only things they give you for their like money. Nothing will give you faster experience, or better items, or a stronger character. It's not pay to win at all. That's another great thing about it. It's always been free, and it's always been paid just to see stuff. Just for cosmetic reasons. What? Right.
I can't do this just yet.
So as the videos go on, we'll see how far I get with this character. See if he really turns into a monster. If you'd like to see some of the late game things that could happen to you if you're lucky and smart enough, go ahead and look them up on YouTube. I'm sure you won't be disappointed at how amazing this game absolutely gets. The amount of calculations done into everything that happens and everything that can happen with you is just so beyond anything. It really is. It's stuff of geniuses. But at the same time, as you can see, it's a very simple kind of game. I always said if they put this on PlayStation, they would do really well, and I think they will. One good thing about old game code is it's unbelievably solid, and it never has a problem.
The Monkey King has built his throne on your back. A throne of gold and gem, polished with blood and tear. Throw off the Monkey King and his shining privy before your back is broken.
Alright. I tried to make some monsters come out of that thing first. There we go. Thank you for watching this review. I will continue this transmission on my normal Live the Life stream.